Hi, my name is Mina Roby. I'm a health and wellness coach, and this video today is part of the Salvation Army's Family Enrichment Program, helping families eat better and live healthier. Today we are going to cook roasted vegetables, and we're going to start off with carrots. Everything that you read and see about, like the Bugs Bunny eating the carrots and all of the jokes about don't need glasses if you eat carrots, is true. Well, it's not going to keep you from having to wear glasses. But carrots are full of vitamin A, vitamin K, and potassium. And just one serving of carrots per day gives you 3/4, 75% of your recommended daily needs of vitamin A, which is what helps you have good eyesight. Now, we're going to do two different types of carrots today. I'm going to do a savory and a roasted, and I'm going to start them off on the same sheet. But let me show you what we're going to do. This is 2 pounds of carrots. We're just going to divide it up and have one each of the savory and the sweet, but this is how you're going to prep them. And this bag, this 2-pound bag of carrots, of fresh carrots, is about $2. And this will easily feed a family of 4 a couple of times. Okay, so this is what your carrots look like when they come out of the bag like this. We're going to cut the ends off here. That's where the root was. And a little bit of the tip. Sometimes it's a little messy too. Then we've got our vegetable peeler, which you kitchen staple. We're going to peel the carrots. We've got the oven preheated to 425 right now, and they're going to roast about probably about 20 minutes. We actually had some friends over for dinner not too long ago and made some roasted carrots, and he had never had them. The gentleman had never had them, and he asked me, and all I had on them was olive oil and salt and pepper and maybe some garlic powder. And he asked me what I put on them to make them sweet, and I said nothing. That's what happens when you roast these wonderful vegetables. Sometimes they do get sweet. Now we're going to slice them into pieces. We want the pieces to be around the same size so they'll kind of cook. We want them to cook at the same time. We don't want some to get more done than others. So when you get toward the fatter end of the carrot, you're going to have to maybe slice that a little bit more. Okay, they're all going to start off with olive oil and salt and pepper. So we're going to put that on all of them, and then we'll divide them up a little bit, and I'll tell you what we're going to put on each of them. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. They all start with olive oil and salt. We're not going to put pepper on the sweet ones. All right. There's some olive oil. And everything that we're putting on here is real whole foods, and every single one has awesome health benefits, besides being just so incredibly delicious. You know how kids love to just snack on raw carrots? That's how you know how great they are. Okay, here's our 2 pounds. Now we're just going to kind of split them up on the sheet, just because we're making 2 different kinds. This is just for the purpose of this video. All right, so we're going to say that side's going to be the sweet, so we're not going to put any more on that right now. But when we take them out after they roast, the sweet, oh look, the sweet's going to have some melted butter, cinnamon, and honey we're going to drizzle when we get them out. Now the savory side, oh, this is delicious. It's got black pepper, garlic powder, paprika, and thyme. And I've already got these measured out here. We're just going to sprinkle it on here. And we're going to toss this together again too. So it's going to roast. Okay, there are the savory spices. They're going to cook on the carrots. And we have our oven preheated to 425 degrees. We're going to put it in for about 15 minutes. And then we're going to shake them around and check on them. They've been in the oven. Our lovely carrots have been there for 10 minutes. Yum. We're just going to stir them around a little bit and put them back in for another like 10 to 12 minutes. You just have to kind of check them to see if they're at the doneness that you want them to be. Because carrots, you know, different sizes. The oven temperature is different. So we're going to check them again in about another 10 minutes. He's right behind you. Okay, the carrots have actually cooked longer than I expected. It's been almost 30 minutes, but this could make you a vegetarian. This is so delicious. So here's our savory ones. They are done, and they're incredibly delicious. Now here's our sweet ones. This is what we're going to add to these. Remember, they were just baked with olive oil and salt. Now we've got a little mixture here. You remember earlier we were talking about what we're going to put on it. A little bit of butter, that melted butter with some honey and cinnamon. Oh, so so delicious. And look what you've got. If you wanted to do it this way, you could have your dessert and one of your sides for your meal right here. I'm telling you, I would. I'd be a vegetarian. I hope you enjoy them. And we've got more roasted vegetables. We're about to do some Brussels sprouts and some asparagus. Onward with our roasted vegetables. Here's a couple of vegetables that you may not use every day or may not be part of your weekly menus. This is one that is asparagus. This is how it comes, is in a bunch like this at the grocery store. It has like 2 little rubber bands on it. It is so full. Though we're going to do the asparagus and the Brussels sprouts too. I'll show you those in a second. These two are like the carrots. They are so full of vitamin K and potassium and fiber. And the Brussels sprouts even also have a ton of protein. So they are so good for you. The asparagus comes like this. I've already washed it. And what we're going to do, super simple, we're going to cut this end off. This end of it is the tough part. So you want to cut that off. We're going to discard that. And this is going to be really easy. Again, a hot oven. We're going to roast these with some olive oil and salt and pepper, which are just staple, simple things. But I know it sounds the same on a lot of the roasted vegetables that we do, even roasting them at the same temperature, but you'll see how different every one of them tastes because all of them are so different and delicious. So here's our asparagus. We're going to put it on a cookie sheet, just a baking sheet that we've put foil on just for cleanup purposes. Here we go. Got some olive oil and a little bit of salt and pepper. And when these come out, you can do so much with asparagus too. You could chop up some bacon on here, you know, and cook it with some chopped bacon. Oh, we're going to add some garlic. 2 cloves of garlic that I've already got diced. We're going to roast this 425 degrees for about 10 or 12 minutes. Again, asparagus comes in different sizes, so you kind of have to check it. You don't want it mushy, but you want it, you know, it can be a little bit crunchy. All right, and then when that comes out of the oven, we're going to sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on it. So we're going to stick that in the oven, 425 degrees. We're going to check it in about 10 minutes. Now here's the other one, the Brussels sprouts. My kids used to say they look like baby cabbages, which they do. They're itty bitty cabbages. They're so delicious. But they come like this in a bag. You can get them in a bag, and this was like a 1.5 pound bag. Very affordable. You'll see that it has an end on it where it was broken off the stalk. So you want to cut that dark end off, and you want all of them about the same size like we were doing with the carrots, just so they'll cook together at the same time. You know, so one won't get more done than the other. And some of them that are bigger like this, we're going to cut those in half. But the smaller ones, we're going to leave whole. Here's another one too. We're just going to cut that in half. Same thing. Same thing with the seasonings on this. This is going to be, we're going to put our 2 cloves of garlic here. And these are super versatile too. You can do lots of stuff when you get these out. But we're just going to do these just basic right now. This is just basic. It's 2 cloves of garlic, olive oil, and salt and pepper. I tell you what, I make these sometimes when we have like parties. I'll put them on the table as an appetizer, just the roasted Brussels sprouts, and they go fast. That's how delicious they are. You're going to love, love, love them. I promise. Let's see. Toss. Now these are also going to cook at the same temperature, but they take considerably longer. Where the asparagus will be ready in about 10 or 12 minutes, these usually take about 35 minutes to cook. So we're going to let the asparagus cook on its own for a little bit, and then we'll stick these in. Asparagus has been in for about 10 minutes, 10 or 11 minutes, and it smells delicious. Look at it. This lovely asparagus, this is how you know it's done. So you want it, you don't want it crunchy, but you want it firm. You don't want it mushy. So you can just kind of like give it a little, see like that? Still got some firm to it. There's lots of stuff you can do to it now. Remember, it was olive oil and garlic and salt and pepper. And we're just going to sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan cheese on it. Well, maybe more than a little. It's not going to cover up the flavor. It's just all going to enhance it. You could also throw some balsamic vinegar on it, or just leave it completely plain. It is delicious. The Brussels sprouts have about 15 more minutes. The Brussels sprouts are ready. They didn't take as long as I thought because these were kind of small. They did come in different sizes. You'll see that. They are so delicious. And I hope you'll try these. If it's something that you don't eat regularly, like I said, that's not part of your usual weekly menu or your meal planning, I hope you'll try some of the new things with the carrots and then the asparagus and the Brussels sprouts. I absolutely love cooking. And I hope that you guys will try some of these things too and cook at home, because when you do, you know what goes into your food because you're putting it in there. And it's just so fun to have maybe your kids or your family in the kitchen with you. You sit down, say the blessing before you have your meal, and just have some time together there. And like I said, you know what's in your food. It's all real food. I hope you enjoy it.